Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a new short movie. The name of this short movie is What If Naruto Found and Ate a Rare Chakra Fruit. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted short movie. Now before continuing this, shout out is due. Shout out to Code7, I hope you said your name right. Anyways, he wanted me to make a neglected version of this and make him super OP. I did make him super OP and it might be a glimpse in the story, but there is no neglect in it because, well, yeah, obvious reasons. I just recently made a neglected one, story, short, whatever you call it, and I have been making neglectful and quite dark stories this whole month, I guess. So to cheer you up guys, I decided to go with this one, an emotional one. So I hope you enjoy this one, and if you do, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And if you have any wholesome, dark, or any sorts of ideas, please do leave them in the comment section. I love reading them and they give me a lot of inspiration and ideas. Or just leave a comment, say hi, whatever, or even lumbago as many people say. I'm just happy to read comments, man. It keeps me motivated and all that. Love you guys, and make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's short movie. Our story begins in Konohagakure no Sato on October 10th in nighttime, as we go towards the outer skirts of a village in a cave where we see a woman crying in agony. That woman had red hair and violet eyes, distinctive features of Uzumaki, and she was none other than the Red Death of Konoha, Kushina Uzumaki, who was currently going through labor and was about to give birth to her children. As right next to her was Bivako Sarutobi, the wife of the third Hokage, who was also a great medic, and besides her were the nurses from the, well, hospital. But why were they here, not in a normal hospital, you might ask? Kushina was a Konoichi, a strong one, but aside from that, she also held the strongest Biju at bay, known as Kyubi no Yoko, and she was warned alongside the village that when a female Jinchuriki is close to giving birth, that is when the Kyubi is close to breaking free as well, because the seal at that moment is the most weakest. And to make sure that everything was fine, and as for a precaution if anything goes wrong, they chose this place. As now we go towards the other side of the door, as we see a man pacing back and forth, and this was none other than Minato Namikaze, the fourth Hokage of the said village, aka Yellow Flash, known amongst as the legendary shinobi in his own right. As currently he was panicking, hoping that everything went well, as that is when suddenly he heard cries. As he stopped for a moment, his eyes widened, and suddenly the door opened, with a smiling Bivako herself, as she held a baby in her arms. Congratulations, Minato. You have beautiful twins. One a girl, and the other one is a boy. As Naruto looked towards the red-haired child that arrived in his arms, and that was his daughter, Mito-chan, said Minato. As now we see, looking after his daughter, as soon as he was about to grab her, Bivako pushed the daughter away. Nope, you're not going to grab her. The mother has the right to hold the child first. Currently she's with Naruto. Since she has held him, why don't you grab him first? As now we see Minato sighed as he went inside with a smile on his face and looked towards his tired wife. You did good, honey. It wasn't painful, was it? If you were here, I would have crushed your hand. You know, and I think maybe twins are enough, but I thought you wanted a huge family. Yeah, how about we let our kids figure that out? What do you say? As Minato and Kushina chuckled, as suddenly their chuckles and laughs turned into silence, as suddenly with a huge thud, Bivako alongside rest of the nurses dropped down to the ground, paralyzed and knocked out cold. As Minato got in action and in a protective stance, was now protecting his wife with both of his children. Wait, Bivako was holding one. As that is when he saw his daughter was in the arms of a person who was standing in the shadow as he stepped forward, wearing a black cloak and a white mask. As two eye holes was present there, and he could see a shining gun. Uchiha, who are you? My name is Madara, and I want the Jinchuriki. So hand her over, and this will be peaceful for your child, because if you don't, as he immediately brought his hand next to the child's neck as a kunai appeared from it. Wait, stop! Don't harm the child, said Minato. As now we see, Kushina then said, Minato, do something. I am going to. As that is when we see Minato tried his best to talk him out of it, but he didn't listen. So, he called for Anbu. Did you think I came here unprepared, knowing that your Anbus were on standby nearby? I was busy taking care of them before my arrival here, Minato Namikaze. For a Kage and a man of your caliber, you sure are dumb to think that I would have not noticed them. Your shadows following you. As now we see, Minato truly knew that he had no other choice, so he dashed towards the masked person, who suddenly disappeared as he grabbed his daughter, and that is when he heard a hissing sound. Oh no! As Minato made a shadow clone and made sure that it went towards Kushina, as he threw away the rag after getting out of the window and arrived back at home, covering her in a new towel so that she could be warm. He arrived back after leaving another clone there, just to see that his previous clone has popped and Kushina was taken, as a crying Naruto was left there. Oh no. As Minato arrived back at home and left his other son with the clone and arrived back at the battlefield where the room was empty. As now we see, suddenly he stopped as he sensed something. Oh no. No, this can't be happening. As it was the Kyuubi's chakra, but he wasn't the only one who sensed this. It was in Sarutobi, as well as the elders, and many other veteran shinobis and konoichis also sensed this. Even the civilians did, because of the dreadful chakra and the killing intent that they were feeling that moment. As now we see, Minato arrived where he sensed that chakra from, only to find that Kushina was tied and was in weakened state, almost close to dying out. Taking out the chakra pills from his hand and the pills to make sure that vitality returned to one's body that Biwaku-sama gave him if anything goes wrong, was given to Kushina. As Kushina breathed a sigh of relief. Thank you. Where are the kids? They're back at home. I'm gonna take you there now. As now we see, Minato disappeared with Kushina using his Harishin and arrived back at home. Stay with them. I'm gonna take care of that man and that Minato. He has taken the Biju. What? But I thought... I'm an Uzumaki. I'm able to withstand that. But I need immediate attention as well. I can hold on. Go and stop him first. Make sure the Biju isn't taken by him. As now we see, Minato disappeared as he arrived at the Hokage monument, only to meet the person who was sitting there right next to him, the one he was looking for, claiming to be Madara Uchiha. You! Who really are you? Madara Uchiha is dead, killed by the first Hokage. Is that what you believe? Then how am I here? What did you do to the Biju? Look behind you, Minato. You will have your answer. As he saw, the huge chakra materialized in the form of a huge nine-tailed fox that was now glaring down towards the village. As that is when we see the masked person then made a hand seal. Attack! He yelled out as the Biju screeched and began to charge towards the village. The shinobis and the older generation taking the charge arrived at the battlefield, trying their best to prevent the Biju from getting inside their village to destroy it and turning it into a history. As that is when the masked person laughed and said, No, Minato. You have only one choice from the two. What's it gonna be? You're gonna go and save your village, or are you going to let them die and come after me? Mark my words, you, whoever you are, claiming to be Madara. I will find you, and once I do, you will pay for this. Bold words for a man who might die today. Who knows? Maybe Konoha will be history, and this is the last time I will be speaking to you. But then again, this is Shinobi World. I'm hoping to see you again, Minato, to make sure that I've put you 6 feet deep in ground. As after that, the masked person disappeared, as Minato arrived at the battlefield using his huge toad. As there we see Hiruzen arrive next to him. Minato, what happened? I tried my best. But the masked person claiming to be Madara arrived. The Kyuubi's in sort of a trance, said Fugaku as he arrived there. What? Look at his eyes. It's a Mangekyo Sharingan. Never seen before. You haven't seen that before? No, but that man who put him in claimed to be Madara. That's impossible. This isn't Madara's Sharingan. This is different, and yet familiarly strong, because not my Sharingan can even put the Biju in a trance like that, or a Genjutsu. Whoever that man is strong, but right now we have a bigger threat at our hands to deal with. How do we stop the Biju? I guess we have to go with the backup plan. You can't be serious, said Hiruzen. Is Kushina alright with this? She's barely holding on. We don't have time. If I don't do this now, everything will be done for. I am gonna use the sacred seal. No, you won't, said Jiraiya as he arrived there just in the nick of time as another torch charged towards the Biju. You will use this. I made a modified version of Mito-sama's seal that was placed on Kushina. This way, I am sure that both of the children will be fine and nothing will go wrong. But as we see, something was about to go wrong, obviously. As Minato arrived back at the hideout and revealed everything to Kushina, so she willingly had to give their children up. As now we see, as soon as they both arrived, Jiraiya began to prepare the seal on Mito as Minato began to prepare on Naruto. While preparing, a huge chunk of rock fell down as Naruto's seal was a little bit, well, differently created. As both of them began their hand seals, something happened. Naruto's seal began to poison him instead of sealing within the Biju, as his veins began to show which were turning blue. Minato, erase the seal, you've done something wrong! As dropping the hand seals, we see Minato remove the seal, but the damage was already done. Naruto was barely breathing. As Hiruzen then said, I have no other choice. Minato, you will become the Jinchuriki of the other half. As now we see, Minato had no other choice. Making a clone draw a perfect seal on his body, Minato did the seal himself on himself. As now we see, Mito and Minato both became the Jinchuriki that night. As after that, we see Jiraiya dashed towards Naruto while Hiruzen looked after for both Mito and Minato. God damn it, I need to take him to the hospital. Is there a medic here? As one of the medics rushed to him, as Naruto was in a comatose state. He has gone into a comatose state. I can't do anything. Right now, all we can do is just keep him barely alive. If Tsunade-sama was here, maybe she could have done something on it. I know that she's nearby. I was with her. As now we see, Jiraiya dashed away at blinding speeds. It only took them a few hours to arrive. At the same time, on the other side, Minato and Kushina have been informed of the things have gone wrong, as Minato was, well, guilting himself. I can't believe this. I did this to my son. Why was I uncareful? I should have been careful. As Kushina then said, mistakes happened. Let's just hope that this doesn't cost us our son, Minato. I hope so, Kushina. As that is when we see Tsunade stompingly arrived there alongside with Jiraiya. Where is the kid? She said, forgetting about her fear and everything. As she saw the kid, she paused. Are you sure that he is even alive? Look at the poisoning, Jiraiya. It is affecting his coils and nervous system. As after examining him and treating him for almost 9 hours and stabilizing him, we see Tsunade coming out as she was looking tired. Tsunade-sama, well, Kushina, Minato, congratulations, your son is alive, but there is a sad news. What is? His chakra coils are weakened. If he uses more than 2 jutsus a day, he might die even. What? Because of the poisoning, his coils have been completely destroyed to the point that he could only barely use 1 or 2 jutsus a day. His chakra pool have been drained by the poison, eaten and corrupted. If he tries to use it, the poison will run into his coils and that might destroy them, killing him immediately. So you have to stop his shinobi training. Make sure he never trains. As Jiraiya looked sad as Minato and Kushina began to cry, hearing about their child's condition, even though they were happy that he was able to be pulled through this because of his fighting spirit, but what they heard truly broke them. As now we see, night fell down as Jiraiya stayed with them. Minato, listen, at least you should be happy that your son pulled through. Don't guilt yourself. I mean, things could have gone way wrong. They already have, Sensei. Think about it. What if my enemies find out, or Kushina's enemies find out that I have a son who is ill, and they try to attack him to get revenge for me? Naruto could barely defend himself. I can't watch my son die. No, I won't allow that to happen. What are you talking about, Minato? That won't happen. He is in this village. We have assassination attempts before, said Minato, looking completely paranoid. As that is when Jiraiya realized Minato has gone into hyper-paranoia mode. And on the other side, Kushina wasn't doing any better. Minato is right. Jiraiya, what do you mean by that, Kushina? We have to make sure that Naruto is never found. Never found by anyone. Who knows what they might do to him? I want my baby boy to be protected. Nobody can find him. As said Kushina with eyes that looked almost psychotic, as both of them got checked immediately by Tsunade again. As now we see, at the side, Hiruzen, Jiraiya and Tsunade were speaking to one another. Sensei, this news has taken a huge toll on their minds. If we don't do something, they might really go psychotic. We can't allow that to happen. There has to be a way to stop this, right? The only way to stop this is either make them forget their kid or to make them forget about their guilt. But what about if we do both? Said Jiraiya. What? What do you mean by that, Jiraiya? Said Hiruzen, as even Tsunade was quite confused by that. Listen, to keep Naruto safe, we can put him in orphanage and give him only the name Naruto. And once Naruto is grown up and happily married and away, we can tell them that he was... Are you insane? Do you even know what could happen if we do this? Listen, Sensei, all I'm trying to do is to protect Naruto. Listen, if you don't want him here, I can take him to the Toads. That is the most perfect place for him. But Kushina and Minato won't allow that to happen. Jiraiya, you know what you are speaking about? They are already at losing ends just by the thought that they are going to lose their son and are going into paranoia mode. And do you think doing this would do any great to us? To be honest, it is for their sake. I don't want to see them like this. I'm scared, Sensei. They are strong shinobi in Konoichi, and not to say they're like my children as well. My daughter and son. I can't bear to see them like this. Both of them. And what happened to my godson, I know Minato is gonna drown himself in this guilt because that he made a mistake that his son ended up like this, and what his future is gonna be like. That is why I'm requesting you. No, I'm begging you, please. If anything comes, I will take the blame of this. I promise. I have to make sure that Mito and Minato and Kushina are fine, and Naruto as well. This is partially my mistake. I should have been the one in charge. Listen, Jiraiya, you're also putting a lot of guilt on yourself. Right now we should be supporting them, not being here bickering with one another. Unless we really do what Jiraiya says. I mean, think about it. If you don't want to send him to the Toads, he can leave with the village with me. I am already traveling and I can protect myself and the kid. And who knows, maybe he might be able to learn a few skills from me. I might be able to heal him slowly this way around. This could work. So he will leave and his family will heal here in the meantime. And once he's healed, he can return back. As Hiruzen kind of agreed to this idea, because this way Minato won't have to live with this guilt, and for the time being he will return being normal to himself. As now we see, the next morning, both of them were sent to rest with the help of sleeping pills, given to them by Jiraiya, secretly, as that is when Inoichi was called and explained. What? Are you sure about this? I mean, they are my friends. If they find out that I did this, we have no other choice. We have seen their behavior, says Tsunade. Plus, I'll be the one taking care of Naruto. This way, Naruto will also find out about his real family, and so will his family when the time is right. Okay, I guess. Here goes nothing. As after doing what he was told, Inoichi then said their memories are sealed about Naruto completely. They will only think that Mito for the time being is their daughter. I have rewrite a overlay in which I have made their new fake memories. Thank you. Thank you so much. You don't know how much this means to them. As Tsunade went and picked up Naruto. This little one is going to be coming with me, Sensei. And we're leaving. As after that, we see Tsunade the same evening left as Minato and Kushina woke up. As they looked towards their child. Naruto! Mito! As Kushina then said, what are you talking about, Minato? We only had a daughter, remember? As Minato tried to remember, no wait, you're right. I guess it was a dream? What are you talking about? Said Jiraiya as he arrived there with Hiruzen. Acting calmly. Where is Naruto? Who? What are you talking about? You only had a daughter, Minato. Really? I mean, come on. How can you, her own father, forget that you only had one child? Are you insane? Said Jiraiya chuckingly. And you did good last night, kid. But somehow I feel like it's lost something important. And I feel a lot of guilt, Sensei. Yeah, it's because you let that man go, obviously. Don't worry, I'm gonna go and search for him. In the meantime, I want you to be happy and live your life to the fullest, Minato, Kushina, as well as Mito-chan. As Hiruzen also nodded. How about I take the office for the time being while you go and enjoy your time with your family? Really? But I thought you hated paperwork. Oh, trust me, I do. And I still do. But I guess you also need a vacation, Minato. You have been putting too much work in, and I guess you are getting kind of tired from the paranoia that you are showing. Oh, sorry about that, said Minato, rubbing the back of his head. As now we see, after that day, both Jiraiya and Hiruzen sighed their relief. As on the other side, Naruto was taken by Tsunade. As after that, we have a time skip. Time skip of 9 years later. As 9 years later, we see that Mito came from academy as she now had a training session with her mother. As while training, Kushina began to have vivid visions of a blonde-haired kid who was injured. As she then said, Naruto, what are you doing? Kachan, who is Naruto? What do you mean by that? My name is Mito, remember? She said, looking quite annoyed. Oh, I'm sorry. As now we see at that same night, in the evening while having dinner, Minato made the same mistake. As he then said, I think my head is aching, Kushina. I can't eat. I'm gonna go and sleep. I'm not feeling well. Later that night, we see that while Mito was sleeping peacefully in her room, Minato and Kushina was also laying in their room as well. Minato, today I called out Mito Naruto. I don't know why. Who is this person? And when I did, I felt huge amount of guilt and huge amount of loss. As after hearing that name, Minato remembered that was the name that 8 years ago I asked about. Our son. I said we had a son as well, Kushina, remember? I don't know about this. Don't worry, Kushina. I will investigate about this. Minato, what if we had a son? What if he is taken and hidden away from us? What if he's hurt? I don't even know how does he look like. As both of them tried their hardest to remember, but something didn't allow that to happen. That is until Minato arrived in his own mindscape to find that the Biju, the rational side, was present. So my jailer, new one, finally arrives to meet me. Kyubi no Yoko. Can you tell me something? What is it? And why should I tell you? I beg of you, please. You begging me, Minato. Now this is something that I can get used to. Now tell me, what do you want, Ningen? Did I had a son named Naruto? How should I know? Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. Who knows? Please, I beg of you. As now we see, Minato was on the edge of tears and frustration. Did I had a son or not? Listen, I don't know if you did or not. I mean, you're the one who gave birth to them. And even if you did, what are you gonna do about it? He might be already dead because of the chakra poisoning that you gave him. What? Why would I do that to my own son? Why would you? While trying to steal me in that boy, you made a mistake. And that grave error put that boy in a comatose state. And until Tsunade arrived and healed that boy, which took her only 9 to 8 hours to do so, it was revealed that the boy's chakra coils were damaged and his chakra pool has turned into poison itself. Him using his chakra could be lethal to the boy. Quite ironic, right? The son of the strongest shinobi in Konoichi is the weakest of them all. As now we see, that is when Minato's illusion placed by Inuichi shattered, as he has memories and the guilt coming back to him, hitting him like a bullet train. As Minato woke up from his mindscape, as he looked towards Kushina. Kushina! I remember now. I remember everything. What are you talking about, Minato? Naruto. He's real. He's our son. And because of me using Jiraiya's seal and making a mistake, he was injured. As the whole night, Minato revealed whatever happened in every single detail until Kushina too remembered everything. The next morning was quite grave for the family, as now we see. Mito cheerfully came downstairs to only find their parents both having red eyes and sitting there with a depressed look. Ka-chan? Do-chan? What is going on here? Why do you look like that? Oh, Mito, our child, come here please. As Mito was hugged by both of her parents, as after sitting down it was revealed to her that she had a baby brother. And what happened? As after learning about this, she then said, with rage, as she was taken over by the Biju because of the anger of the secrets, "Why did you hide this from me? Our memories were sealed, Mito, and I know who did this," said Minato as he too was enraged. As now we see, the Uzumaki Namikaze family was out there to get some answers, and to make sure the people who did this to them will pay. As on the other side, Tsunade had found a piece of her own. She has been raising Naruto as her student at first, but that changed in the form of Sun when Naruto began to call her mother, and she became instinctively attached and parental towards him. As now we see 9-year-old Naruto currently healing a deer thanks to his, manual skills without any chakra. This will heal you in due time, but do take cautions. As after that the animal licked his cheek and dashed away as Naruto chuckled, until he turned around to find his mother looking at him with a smile. "You know, you can become an animal doctor in the future, Naruto." "Really? You think so? I mean, of course. You want to, don't you?" "I don't know. I mean, I like shinobis and konoichis as well. And you are a strong konoichi, the strongest, right? And you have been on the battlefield as well." "No, Naruto. I've told you again and again. I lost everyone on the battlefield, and I'll be damned if I allow my dear boy to go there. That place is cursed, Naruto, and nobody should go there, especially the medics." As Naruto looked down, enough about this. Let's go home. Shizune has made dinner already." As now we see, Naruto returned home. As the next morning, Naruto went out to get some herbs from the forest behind him. While searching for herbs, he began to follow an animal who was a friend of his because of Naruto healing him twice before. As after arriving somewhere near, he found a flower on which a fruit was growing, surprisingly. What? What is this? A flower? And what is this? A fruit? How is this even possible? I mean, even I know that this doesn't work like this. Naruto quite curiously took the fruit in his hand, and it really with a snap was picked up by his hand. As after examining it carefully and smelling it, he took a bite, and it was tasty. So he took another, and after eating it completely, we see that Naruto felt sleepy. So after thanking his friend, he went home and went to bed. After resting the whole night, we see Naruto's body begin to change. Not any physical or appearance wise. From the inner, his chakra coils were shattered as Naruto was suddenly in huge pain, and then in his sleep he was cold and shivering, and then he felt extremely warm, and then he returned back to normal. As the next morning, his old chakra pool was redesigned and his chakra was being restored. His chakra coils were new and the whole nervous system broke down to add on a new and stronger one. But that was not all. Naruto looked in the mirror to find that his eyes were different, as he blinked his eyes to find that they returned back to normal. Why were there ripples in my eyes? I don't know. As Naruto, after that, took a bath, and same thing happened as he looked into the mirror in the bathroom. As this time it was more scary. As he looked, there were 3 eyes, one on the forehead, and that eye was white and had huge lightning coursing through it. As Naruto, with a sudden shock, fell down on his back. "Ow! That hurts!" yelled out Naruto, as his mother on the other side then asked, "Naruto, everything fine in there?" "Everything is fine. I just slipped." As Shizune chuckled, "Be careful, Naruto. Oh, and I'm making breakfast, your favorite. Bacon, cheese, and eggs." As Naruto was ready to eat some eggs and bacon because it has been a long time since he has eaten this. Now Naruto of this universe didn't usually like ramen that much, but what he did enjoy was casual lunch, breakfast, and dinner. As now we see, well, Naruto unaware that his chakra coils have been redeveloped, and that fruit that he ate wasn't any normal fruit, but the backup fruit that Kaguya had planted from the seeds of the previous one. The original chakra fruit of this world was now eaten by him, and the only backup fruit was now consumed by him, and he has gained the power of a complete Otsutsuki himself, 10 times stronger than any 10 tails, and even stronger than all the 9 Bijus combined 10 times more, and even the Otsutsuki clan. But that was still unaware by Naruto, as that is when we see after eating a breakfast, Jiraiya arrived there. As Tsunade then said, "Ah, Jiraiya, what brings you here?" As Jiraiya had a serious expression on his face. As he looked towards Naruto, "Hey kid, how have you been?" "Ah, Jiraiya, everything is fine. How about you come in, old man?" "I'm not that old, kid." "Of course you are. I mean, you are, aren't you?" "I mean, I am, but why are you saying things like that?" Says Tsunade. "Oh, no reason. I just don't want to offend you and get punched like Jiraiya." "Oi, who are you calling old, you brat?" Says Tsunade, as she had a tick mark as Naruto dashed away. As Jiraiya chuckled, "The kid has gained a personality of his own, I guess." "Yeah, he has," says Tsunade with a loving smile. As that is when her smile was shattered. "I'm sorry, Tsunade." "Why are you sorry?" Says Tsunade, getting serious. "They found out. On their own, they broke free from the Genjutsu." "What? What do you mean by that?" "Minato and Kushina are aware of his existence, and so is their daughter. They almost went to cause a rampage there." "What? What do you mean by that?" "Kushina and Minato wouldn't do that. We use this method to treat them, not to make them even more menacing. They are calmed down for the time being. But we need to bring back Naruto to make sure that they realize everything is completely fine. Otherwise their paranoia won't go away." "Alright. I understand, but can't I have a little bit more time? I mean, he's not..." "Kushina, are you trying to lie to yourself or to me? Choose one. Because if you're lying to me, then it isn't working. You're only lying to yourself, knowing what is inevitable." You're right. I shouldn't be greedy. He is your son, I get it. You see him as one. That isn't gonna change. And I believe in Naruto that he won't change as well. You'll be a part of family. You'll always be his mother." As unaware to them, Naruto on the other side was hearing this. As Naruto was quite shocked after hearing this as he entered the room. "What do you mean by that? That Kachan isn't my mother?" "Naruto, honey, it's fine. I just didn't thought that it would turn out like this." "I'm sorry," said Tsunade as she broke down, falling to her knees. As she then began to talk that how she didn't want to lose him, and she, after all this time, she has finally found a bond of a son, a bond that she was missing. In him, she saw her brother, as well as a son and an ambition of both Dan and Naoki as well. And that is why she adored Naruto as her own son and baby boy and didn't want it to be separated from him. As Naruto went towards his mother and gave her a hug. "I won't be. We'll always be together, you know? Just living a little bit differently, but hey, I mean, we still do, right? I mean, I have my own space in my room and you have your own." As Tsunade chuckled, "I guess you're right. One thing is for certain, I certainly will miss Shizune-chan's, well, breakfast, dinner, and lunch." As now we see. After that, Naruto turned towards Jiraiya. "Take me to them." As now we see Naruto, Jiraiya, and Tsunade arrived back at the village. As soon as they did, they entered inside the Hokage office where they met with Hiruzen. As Naruto greeted him, and Hiruzen was quite surprised that Naruto was even aware of his parents, as finally they brought them to Namikaze Uzumaki house. As after entering we see the Namikaze Uzumaki house, once beloved by all, was now, well, the site of terrifyingness because of the aura it emitted. As inside we see 3 people. As immediately they saw a blonde mop of hair amongst them, they stopped. As Kushina then said, "How dare you, Tsunade? I trusted you, and you..." "It was for your own good, Kushina. You weren't any good. Please, Kachan, don't fight with my mother. I am your mother, not her. I gave birth to you, Naruto. You're my son. I know, but she's the one who raised me, right? I mean, she could have just left me in an orphanage or anything, but she didn't. And I will always love her as my mother. But we can start off as friends, right? Said Naruto, awkwardly trying to greet his family as his father arrived next to him, bowed down and gave him a bone-crushing hug. I'm so sorry, son. What happened to you that day was all my fault. Oh, it's fine. I'm aiming to become a doctor anyway, so Kajan won't allow me to go into medic field. No, you're definitely not allowed to go into medics who are active in duty. If you want, you can stay in hospital and become a doctor, an apprentice or whatever, but I won't send you to battlefield, Naruto. Is he aware of his... Oh, you mean me passing out after you 2 jutsus? You tried that? I was only using healing jutsu and examining jutsu, and when I was learning them, I tried it again and passed out kind of. Tsunade, what did you... I healed him whole night. He's my son. He is my son, Tsunade, not yours. Please. Kushina-sama, you're my son. Call me Kajan. Why are you calling her? Because she is mine, Kajan, and so are you. I want us to get along, not to fight. Whether I'm weak or strong, it doesn't matter. I'm here, aren't I? Said Naruto. As Hiruzen said, the kid has more brains than us adult. He made quite a peaceful solution to all of this, Minato. Everyone, I know what we did was wrong, but it was for your sake. We couldn't see you like that. You were acting psychotically, and it even scared Jiraiya, and that is something in its own right saying. I take the whole blame. This was all my idea. I just couldn't see you two like this. As this was going on in Konoha, and the heartfelt moment was soon found within the family, with Tsunade as well, we go towards Amegakure, where the Akatsuki hideout was. As Akatsuki currently has dealt with Orochimaru and his new base, as suddenly he tried to attack them using Suna, so Suna was wiped out alongside them, as Amegakure has become one of the elemental nations as well, under the regime of the Akatsuki. As that night we see, instead of celebrations, Zetsu was looking towards the moon. Mother, you called? The chakra fruit that I planted in secrecy, Zetsu. What of it? I am taking care of it and watering as you said, feeding it chakra of the younglings. It has been eaten, and a new Otsutsuki god has been born. My power is taken, and I fear there is nothing you can do. But I can try to... There is nothing you can do, Zetsu. My only son, I can only say this to you. Hide, and make sure you're never found. Let me remain where I am, in the sanctuary that I have found in this prison, because that was the only way for me to regain power and take control of the whole Otsutsuki clan and this world. But now, even the Otsutsukis have sensed his power and won't interfere with that boy. Who dares to do this, mother? Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, the son of the Yondaime. But he was a weakened one, but now he is the strongest. Beware, Zetsu. Be very aware. But what about the Akatsuki? Kill them. Make it look like an ambush. Do something. But it will take time. Do whatever you wish, son. But remember, the mission has failed that I sent you here to do so. Live with your own will now. That is all I can say. And with these words, Kaguya's voice vanished. Now Zetsu knew that he has to come up with a plan to get rid of, well, the Akatsuki, and for the first time, do whatever he wished. At that night, we see Zetsu came up with a plan and called for a meeting. And after explaining everything, we see everyone look towards him. So you say we attack Konoha after 4 years of time? Yes. After 4 years we attack Konoha and take the Nine Tails. What will we do in the meantime? I had a vision. A new jutsu, or a Kikigenkai of a sword. What of it? I was able to connect with Mother Nature itself, and I was able to see future glimpse. What did you see? Said everyone with narrowed eyes. If we are able to combine 1 and 9, we'll be able to revive the 10 Tails, without the need of others. Instead of going after the other Bijus, we can just do this. We already have the one. It sounds quite weird. You were the one who explained to Madra and even to us that I know what I said. It was because I saw this in the same way. I thought it was nothing more than a dream at first, but then it came back as a vision. And now I had that vision twice this week. The same way it happened before. The same way I discovered Madra and he told him his destiny. As now we see. The Akatsuki bought it. His huge bluff was bought and he was grateful. So, the 4 years went by, in such a blink of an eye. And on the other side, Naruto, instead of becoming still an active shinobi, was now a medic, who watched over his sister as well as many others who came there. As today was Chunin exams, as his sister has gotten injured after the third part, which was the preliminary round. Seriously, Nason, you have to be careful. I mean, getting injured and all that. I mean, you're almost looking like a mummy wrapped up in all those bandages. As he chuckled, silly, I'm okay the way I am. You don't have to worry about anything. I'm fine. As unknown to Naruto, he was being looked at by the girls of Mito's class, as these girls were none other than Hinata Hyuga, Ino Yamanaka, as well as Satsuki Uchiha, the twin sister of Sasuke. But Naruto so far has been nothing more than an eye candy and was an attention of the center of many women their age, and some of them were even older, like Anko Mitarashi. She didn't care about age consent or anything. All she wanted was a good-looking boy and a younger man for herself, and Naruto was the top of her hit list to get one. As this was going on, unawareness to Naruto, we say that suddenly there was a huge explosion as Naruto then said, "What is going on? Naruto, stay here. I'm gonna make sure that nothing happens." "No, you stay here as well. You're injured. I am the Jinchuriki. I have the strength to defeat and go on, Naruto. While you don't, so remain here, please. I don't wish to see you hurt. And I don't wish to see you hurt as well, Nason." As after that, we see she yanked her arm out of Naruto and dashed. But as soon as she arrived at the battlefield, she found that the Akatsuki were destroying the village, and so far, both of her parents have been defeated, alongside the other Kages who were there, and she too was grabbed by the neck. This one will do. Naruto, seeing this, tried to attack, but he was beaten with a single flick of his finger. And that is when we see Satsu was terrified as Naruto awakened. I suddenly stood up. He was covered in blue aura that was so immense that even all of the Akatsuki bowed down to their knees. As Naruto suddenly had horns growing out of his forehead, as one of his eye turned bright white alongside with blue lightning coursing through it, as on the other side it was the Rinnegan with huge tomos, as the third red eye opened with huge tomos as well, as Naruto then said, "Chibaku Tensei," as huge amount of crater was created, as Naruto then said, "Crush," as he closed his fist shut, as the Chibaku Tensei that sealed inside itself the whole Akatsuki was crushed into a molecule-level small rock that Naruto destroyed, killing them completely and evaporating them all, as he looked towards the people who died and made a single hand seal. "Sage Arts, Rinne Rebirth." And with these words he revived everyone. Seeing that everything was done, Naruto returned to normal and passed out. But this all was seen by his parents, Tsunade, and his sister, and alongside them the other Kages as well. As that is when Oniki of all people, the enemy of Minato Namikaze and Konoha, had said, "The sage has been reborn in the form of Namikaze child. I can't believe it. He saved us all." As they saw that the dead fallen comrades also revived, and the people began to cheer the fallen boy who has been gone into a comatose state, the Namikaze family panicked and rushed him to hospital, only to find that his coils had been repaired, and they were the strongest the Tsunade has ever seen. And she and both Kushina, alongside with Minato and Jiraiya, sighed of relief. And once Naruto woke up, he was told of this news, and he just smiled and was happy. Well, at least I was able to help. So, I still can't go to battlefield? No! As Naruto just sighed and chuckled, as everyone laughed as well. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this short movie off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. As this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace!